Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, and as we creep up on the end of October, holy moly, the holidays are going to be upon us soon. It's crazy, and it's just nuts. I mean, here in SoCal, it was like 180,000 degrees yesterday. So anyway, hey, I wanted to my topic today, as it said there in the down below, is just when is the right time, or is now the right time to purchase a home? And so, like, of course none of us have that answer, but I did just throw some rent versus buy scenarios. We've all seen these. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, wait a minute, I mean, how creative do we have to get to show that much of a benefit? But it's pretty cool, because I mean, the numbers are like, look, it takes a tax benefit into account, which is always kind of hit and miss, and everybody's tax bracket's a little different, but you need to account for that, because you don't get it when you're renting. And then it also takes into account amortization, and just overall cash flow, for just comparing the payment today on rent versus the payment if you're paying a mortgage. And so a little different twist that I went about yesterday when I pulled some numbers was, it'd be easy to say, and this is what I'm hearing over and over, is, oh my gosh, like, look where prices are, they're so high, are we on the brink of another fallout, right? So I was like, all right, well, let's look at that, right? I mean, let's see, what if the next 10 years looks like the last 10 years, right? And so what that would essentially amount to is zero appreciation over the last, 10 years, call it. I mean, if you bought at the absolute top in 2006, you're probably somewhere around break even now, or even above that, right? But let's just assume zero appreciation, and I'll put a link to this down in the down below. But if we assume that, and this is what I love about real estate, it needs to be a long-term purchase, long-term investment, if you will. But the crazy thing is if I look at a 10-year window, zero appreciation, and I just take into account the tax benefit and the amortization. And then the other thing is I did include a 4% increase per year for rent, which we absolutely saw rents go up over the last 10 years. So you can anticipate that. Then shoot, the crazy thing is you're $120,000 ahead if you would have bought 10 years ago and had zero actual appreciation in the house. So that's really compelling, right? It's like, well, why are you going to buy? Well, you have to pay to live somewhere, right? And then so I think the other thing that as I was thinking about putting this together, it's like, so be careful. We don't want to compare too much. We don't want to make it look like we're coming up on 2010 and there's going to be a huge drop. Here's what's very different today versus what was going on 10 years ago. 10 years ago, when this whole thing, when the mortgage fallout happened, there were so many people on interest only or even negative amortization, adjustable rate programs, which are starting to adjust. People's payments were doubling and tripling. The crazy thing is like 95% of the loans that I'm doing right now are fixed rates, right? So that payment's not going to change. And with a fixed payment, as long as you can afford that, then who cares what happens with the value? Just hang on to that, right? So anyway, so none of us know where we are in this real estate cycle. It's definitely on the higher end, but who the heck knows? And we've seen it go up. For what it's worth, the predictions, as I was researching yesterday, are saying something in the 4 to 5%. These are national figures. So who knows? We don't have that answer, but it's certainly something that to me is like, look, buy for the long term, hold on to it. Sooner or later, you're going to pay the darn thing off. Then how smart do you look, right? How the heck else are you going to survive in your retirement? So anyway, there's my 2 cents for the day. Appreciate you listening, and I look forward to seeing you next week. It's Bill Provost with Franklin Loan Center. And hey, give me some love. Like, share, love, any of that good stuff. If you have any comments, I would love to engage down below. Thanks so much.